What was it like to find out your generation was dubbed the laziest generation?
Insulting. No, kind of understandable. Depending on who you talk to, there's a sense of entitlement that comes with a lot of this generation. And that could be, there's definitely some laziness.
Disappointing. My work ethic, I feel, doesn't line up with being called lazy. So it's disappointing to be labeled as a lazy part of a lazy generation.
The oldest part of my generation, I didn't really consider myself part of that generation, and whenever they were told that they were the laziest generation, I was like, yeah, everybody in that generation is really, really lazy. And then I figured I was part of that generation. I was like, oh no, I'm part of that generation.
What was it like growing up in the dawn of the internet?
Confusing. While in school, trying to learn, we had keyboard classes, and they were, technology was trying to be introduced into our education system, and my generation was basically the guinea pig of that. So you had older teachers who were trying to learn computers while we were also learning computers. So it was confusing at times.
Dawn of the internet was an exciting time. I mean, music was a lot more accessible than it had ever been before. Just media in general. So that was really exciting, and it brought the world, or it has brought the world, a lot closer together.
Well, I remember a time before I remember the first time that we had got a computer at my parents' house. For a long time, my dad just played solitaire on the computer. I never really got to play on the internet much growing up, and it was pretty much only used for schoolwork.
On the dawn of the internet, everything took forever. You couldn't just look up everything on a smartphone. Everything was long, drawn out. If you wanted to find an answer, it took hours and hours and grueling time going
What are some things you think younger generations will miss out on?
About trying to make it back to the TV during a commercial break and take care of everything that you needed to take care of in the meantime because you couldn't pause the TV show. And how exciting it was whenever it was night for your favorite TV show to come on.
Playing sports in the middle of the street and yelling car.
Having to wait, because nowadays if you want an answer, you Google it. If you want to buy something, you order it on Amazon, it's on your front door sometimes that day, depending on where you live.
And going outside, building forts, using their imagination in that way, just like my generation was the last one to do that on a regular basis, go out to basically get home from school, and then just that's what you look forward to. You went outside, played with friends, and built tree houses and stuff like that.
Surprising things about growing up.
For me, just like life experience in general, is at what point do you feel like an adult? Because like you think, oh, I turn 18, I'll feel like an adult. I turn 21, I'll feel like an adult. I think everyone's just pretending, some better than others.
Less is more most of the time. That saying less often is better. And most of the time, doing less in creating a plan and doing specific things towards your plan is constantly working at something and wearing yourself out. Slow but steady.
That it was depressing.
I didn't think it was going to be as hard taking on so much responsibility.
What kind of hobbies do you enjoy?
Well, I'm a musician, so anything music related, playing music, recording, mixing, etc. Of course, I work in the production industry, so anything production based, whatever it may be, those are the types of things that I really enjoy.
Hiking, playing video games, riding my motorcycle, working on cars, actually working on anything, really.
I love running and working out and hiking and bicycling. Pretty much anything that gets me out of the house and really active.
I enjoy long walks on the beach. I enjoy martinis. okay, to be serious. All right, ask it again. I enjoy hiking. I enjoy skiing. I enjoy just being out in nature. I enjoy everyday aspects that a lot of people forget.
What are your life dreams?
I'd like to have my own studio someday. That's a goal.
To make my own company and to be able to take care of my family.
Still don't know. a family, maybe. Find somewhere to settle into. That's about it.
If you could change one thing, what would it be?
Go back in time to childhood, play outside more, climb more trees, beg my parents more for a sibling.
Wendy's changed the barbecue sauce, and I'm still a little upset about that.
Accept people's acceptance of each other. And that goes for people who don't feel like they're accepted as well. For people to stop trying to change each other and just let people be who they are and not force, if people want to hate, let them hate.
School. I would have definitely done more school.
What were your favorite shows growing up?
Friends.
Cartoons like Ed, Edd n Eddy, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
And Lizzie McGuire. And even Stevens.
Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Where do you plan to be in 10 years?
In 10 years, I plan on just sitting back and watching a company that I've made myself prosper.
Hopefully still making a good living doing what I love. I've got a good job, I'm very thankful for that, and in a great industry that appears to be pretty secure. I don't think production's going anywhere anytime soon.
Somewhere else.
To have more children and be a nurse.
What is your life motto?
Live long, live prosper. Never give up, never surrender.
Pursue happiness over anything else.
Just take things one day at a time. That's all you can do. You can't dwell on the past, and you can't worry too much about the future.
Don't fuck up too bad.